Greetings to all the viewers. On behalf of College Dunia, welcome you all to another session of Thoughts on Education, initiated by collegedunia.com. So today we have with us Dr. Indrajit Singhvi, President of Sai Tirupati University. Dr. Singhvi completed Doctor of Philosophy in Medical and Pharmaceutical Chemistry from Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya, Indore, Madhya Pradesh. Dr. Singhvi has worked as Associate Professor of Department of Pharmacy at ML Sukhadia University, as a Dean Faculty of Pharmacy at Pacific University. Dr. Singhvi is a great scholar and has published more than 250 research papers and reviews articles in score of reputed national and international journals. He also published 4 books in the field of pharmacy, and he has attended more than 25 conferences and seminars in India and abroad and presented papers there. Dr. Singhvi is a member of several professional bodies. He is referee of analytical section of various national and international journals. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you, dear.
Sir, so just going ahead with the interview. So the first question is, so you have long association in education field throughout your professional career. What are the key factors that keep you connected with the educational sector?
Basically, after completion of my PhD, I started my career with industry Ranbaxy Laboratories. There I worked as a research scientist for 2 years. But then I thought that this is not my field. My field is education. Since I was gold medalist of my B.Pharm and M.Pharm, B.Pharm at Rajasthan University and M.Pharm at Devi Ahilya Vishwavidyalaya. So since I was in keen touch with the field of education and do felt that I have some command on pharmaceutical chemistry, so I need to share the knowledge which I have gained in my post-graduation and PhD with the new generation. With this motto, I started my career in teaching as a teacher with Sukhadia University. Then I shifted to a private university, worked there as a dean. Then I was appointed as vice chancellor at Sai Tirupati University, where I am working presently. So for last around 24 years, I am indulged in teaching and administration. Now to some extent administration, but main aspect of my life, main part of my life I have devoted to teaching, to the extent that I love teaching and I enjoy teaching to the full extent of my knowledge to be imparted to the students whosoever want to learn. So my field is organic chemistry and pharmaceutical and medicinal chemistry. I can say that after 24 years, I can say that yes, I am in a right field. I have chosen a right field, and to the extent which I have reached, it was not possible in any other field. I opted a right profession. I opted a right field.
All right, sir. Great. So, sir, how does the curriculum of the university you're working with right now, Sai Tirupati University, ensure the best practice of the industry?
Basically, as on date, our university is still in the phase of infancy. We have just crossed around 5 years of existence. So as on date, we are imparting MBBS, pharmacy, nursing, and physiotherapy courses. In MBBS and pharmacy and nursing, we have to follow the regulatory bodies courses. But since we are a private university, Sai Tirupati University, so we are capable enough of somewhat to some extent to 10 to 20% revise our syllabus. So on basis of that, our main emphasis at our university is to impart practical knowledge to the student along with the theoretical classroom knowledge. So if I take an example of our nursing college, from first year onwards, basically in third year, they have an internship program. After 3 years of classroom teaching, they have an internship program. But from first year onwards at our institute, since we have an attached 750 bedded multi-specialty hospital in the same premises, so from first year onwards, we have included in all the syllabus of nursing, the practical training is to be imparted. Say, for example, around 4 hours are to be for classroom teaching, then every day 2 hours on rotational basis or to the students are devoted for their training at hospital. In pharmacy also, we are running D Farm. From this year, we are going to start B Farm. So in pharmacy also, from first year onwards, we have a pharmacy in our hospital. So the diploma in pharmacy students are being trained at the hospital pharmacy on regular basis. Every week they have to devote some hours of their teaching, of their learning, to the medical store. Likewise, in medical profession also, as we all know, the after 4 years of completion, we have an internship of 1 year. But from first year onwards, we do impart a practical training to the students. So the main emphasis of the university, even in future, whatsoever courses we are going to start, our main emphasis will be to provide practical training to the student in addition to the theoretical classroom teaching. So, and to inculcate an environment of research among the students of the university.
Great, sir. So in current scenario, we see the competition is, very much high.
Yeah.
So how do you guide your students to survive in such a competitive scenario?
Yeah, I do feel, as per the data says, not more than 5% of the graduates who are passing from India are internationally employable. So our main emphasis at the university is to make the candidate or the student of the university at least to the level of the internationally employable category. So for that, since as you told, we have somewhat modified the curriculum of the university. In addition to the pedagogical approach of the teaching, we have undergone certain changes as the COVID is going on. All classes are going on online mode. So perfectly online schedule has been finalized. Online classes are going on. As I told you, main emphasis is on practical aspect. As and when the students are going to return back to the classes, their practical which they have missed for last 4 years, definitely those will be completed, and then only the examinations will be undertaken. So, but still, even though we say that the percentage is hardly 5% of internationally employable, but I personally feel that if you have knowledge and if you have a proper guidance and if you have a proper counselors available with you, then there is no problem in getting a job. The thing is, you should have gained a proper knowledge during your college hours, during your college training. Unless and until you have knowledge, you are not able to survive in this competitive world. So, my sincere request to the students of the generation is that please try to devote more and more time to your college learning phase. Even if you are at your residence, please try to devote more and more time to your books learning or learning through internet, so that if you have practical knowledge, if you are theoretically sound, nobody is there to stop you to get a good job and to have a good life. A good life definitely is waiting for you. Just the thing is, whatsoever you have learned from your teachers, from your mentors, from your counselors, whosoever is there to teach you, whosoever is there to guide you, please take proper guidance from these senior people, so whosoever are there to guide you. The world is open for you. Nobody can block you to get a good job and to enjoy a good survival of your life.
Definitely, sir. So, sir, what do you think your roles and responsibilities are to the university and towards the students?
As on date, I am on administrative part. As you have briefed in my profile, that I have published more than 250 research papers. It is almost a national record in field of pharmacy. But for last 4 or 5 years, since I am in administration, to some extent my research has been hampered. But still, although I am on an administrative part, I have to take care of all my faculties: medical, pharmacy, nursing, physiotherapy, and upcoming faculties of commerce and science field. But still, as even after 25 years of my administrative and educational field, I definitely at least spare around 2 to 2.5 hours daily to read books on organic chemistry, and I have made it mandatory for one of my principal of pharmacy college that one of my at least 4 hours of per week shall be scheduled for my classes for undergraduate and postgraduate courses. So this is how I can be in touch with my field. I can be in touch with my chemistry, medicinal and pharmaceutical, or organic chemistry. Then only I can say that yes, I am still a good teacher. I am in touch with my field. I am in touch with my students. I definitely enjoy interacting with the students whenever I get a chance to interact, either officially or unofficially. I always used to avail that chance to interact with the new generation and try to upgrade my knowledge through internet and through review articles and through reading good journals on regular basis.
Definitely, sir. So, as you earlier, discussed about the COVID situation which is going on right now. So, what would you like to suggest to the current students and the aspiring youth in these tough times?
Dear, what I feel is most of the university or most of the peoples or schools specifically, they are emphasizing on simply online classes. Everybody saying that okay, a teacher is there on your screen, he is teaching you, and you should grasp whatsoever he is teaching. I do feel that as far as teaching pedagogy is concerned, until and unless you have one-to-one interaction with any student, it is not possible for any learner to learn or any teacher to teach. So even if definitely as in this pandemic we are not able to students are not able to go to the college or school, and they are regularly attending their online classes, each of the faculty is having a doubt classes. Please go for doubt classes. Please attend all doubt classes and try to ask as many questions as you can in the doubt classes. Even if it is possible, try to interact with your teacher telephonically immediately after you complete your online class. Simply attending an online class will not help at all. Just if you really want to learn, if you are attending 1 hour online class, at least you have to read for 3 hours. Go through books, go through internet. So everything is available nowadays on YouTube. Go to the practical aspects on YouTube. Learn how the practical of the theoretical aspect which you have learned in theory in your online classes. Go for the practical aspect of that. Learn, go through the various experiments of those practical aspects that are available on YouTube. Just interact with your student, interact with your teacher, and if any mentor is available, say for example, your college dunya might also be having some good mentors. You should also provide some platform to the students to interact with these mentors on regular basis so that they can clear their doubts. Because in online classes, the teacher is taking 1 hour class, then he is busy with his all other endeavors. He won't get that much time to interact on regular basis. So it becomes the responsibility of you people of college dunya type and your type of platform that they should provide a free discussion panel for the students so that they can interact with the experts. So I request all the students to go through books. Don't leave your books. Books are more important as compared to the online classes. Even the online books are available. You can go for online books. Go for the videos where the theoretical aspects which you are being taught by your teacher are available practically, screenshot practically on YouTube or on some PDF lectures of some good international or national teachers. Go through those, then only your teaching is going to be beneficial. Unless else, after 6 months, after your online course completion, you will find that you haven't learned anything. So be in touch with practical aspects through various means.
Definitely, sir. So, what are some of the biggest challenges you see both for higher education and specifically for Sai Tirupati University?
Generation has drastically changed. Our generation was somewhat different. Now the generation has drastically changed. Now the youth thinks that it is time to enjoy. At our time when we used to study, we always used to think that this is time to learn. Now the youth thinks that this is the time to enjoy and this time will never return. Same is the phase with all universities and with my university also. The research aptitude totally has declined. The aptitude, the research, discussion aptitude, research aptitude, nobody wants to devote time to research. Even if I want my third year or fourth year student that you should develop some research module, I am going to help you out. They always think that it is simply a wastage of time. It is never a wastage of time. I say, if you are if you are in a graduation of pharmacy or medical field or any technical field, if you even expertise in one instrument, simply one instrument, you are expertise and you can say that I can handle each and every problem with related to this instrument, then you have ample of job opportunities available. There is a line of people who are going to hire you out because you are expert of that instrument. Because for an industry, it takes around 2 to 3 years for making any candidate expert of an instrument. And when they find that already an expert is available, who he has already learned in his college life, then definitely they are going to hire you out. Then people try to maintain attendance in an university just for the sake of maintaining attendance, because they know that unless and until they complete 75% of attendance, they won't be allowed to appear in exam. Just for this reason, they are coming to college. With this frame of mind, you can never learn. You just have to attend your class so as if you are going to learn. You are going to learn today. We keep on learning. Try to extract the knowledge of the teacher who is in other side of the dais as much as you can. Try to extract his total knowledge. Try to acquire the complete knowledge of the subject he is going to teach you. Then only you can be successful in your life.
Definitely, sir. Sir, would you like to share your thoughts about the new education policy which has been approved now? Like it will be beneficial.
Few good things has been incorporated in the new education policy. I already have gone through it several times. I have also attended the seminars of Association of Indian Universities, which is a part of UGC, and few of the seminars organized by several renowned universities. One of the very good things that has been included in new education policy is the exit system. Suppose if I have taken admission in my BTech, and after first year I found that no, I have chosen a wrong college. It is not a suitable college, and I want to learn good things, and it is not a suitable place for me. Then I can exit in first year after taking a certificate course. After second year, if some problem arises in my family, and if I am unable to continue my third year because of the problem which is unavoidable, then I can exit after second year and take in first year I can take certificate, in second year I can take diploma, in third year I can take degree, and after exiting fourth year I can take degree with research. This is very good concept. Then it is not like that. If I exit after first year, and if I want to continue at some other institute, then I will be taking admission in second year. I won't be losing 1 year of my life. In the conventional policy, if I discontinue my education from first year, but after 3-4 years, if I continue it, then I have to continue from the first year onwards. So this is a very, very good innovative approach that has been incorporated in new education policy. Secondly, if I am very good in painting and I have chosen medical field, there is no scope of exploring my talent in painting. So in that case, they have given us an option to opt for 1 or 2 additional subjects which are of our choice. That is, choice-based system will be applicable. So if I am totally interested in painting, poetry, writing, some cultural activities, some social activities, so those activities also I can take with my routine education. Thirdly, what I feel is very good aspect is the university system as on date is you have to go for reading. Suppose you complete your graduation, then you complete your post-graduation, then you complete your PhD. They have mentioned that if a person wants to do his job after graduation, then he can exit after third year and will take a degree and can go in industry for his job. But if somebody wants to pursue his post-graduation, or he wants to make his career in research and or in teaching, then he can go for a 4-year course wherein he will be awarded degree with research, and then post-graduation will be of 1 year only. So definitely that is going to help the students a lot. This will take around 5-6 years for this policy to be totally implemented pan India, but definitely in a longer duration of time, we will be at par with the international education system, and definitely this is going to help a lot in the development of a university as well as students.
Definitely, sir. So, sir, thank you so much for giving us your valuable time and your sharing your visions with us.
So nice of you. Thank you. Very, very thanks of you. As and when my services are required to anyone, please do contact me. My details are available on my university website as a Vice Chancellor, Sai Tirupati University. Even if I am able to help 4 or 5 students per year, it will be a great achievement. Thank you very much.
Great thought, sir. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time, sir.
Thank you, dear. Thank you.